What's going on, everyone? Elijah with Aiden Pressure Washing here. And today I want to talk to you about what I would say would be the number one thing that will stop you in your tracks and prevent you from being successful this year or any year in business. And that thing is paralysis by analysis. I suffered from it at the start of our business. There's still times that I do suffer from it. It's one of those things where you can sit, you can read, you can watch as many YouTube videos as you could fit into a day. You can try to tweak everything about your business, but you'll never be successful until you take the leap and actually go take action. You actually go wash a house, you go wash a driveway, you do clean some windows. You have to actually take the action and not be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid of failing, because you're gonna fail. It's guaranteed you're gonna fail. We have failed plenty of times in our business. And I don't know if fail's the right word. By fail, what I mean is we didn't get the outcome that we originally had planned, if that makes sense. So, one thing we see all the time on the Facebook groups and the chat rooms, everything is people asking, pricing questions. How do I price this? How do I price a house wash? They've got a project that's coming up and they don't know how to quote it. There's enough information out there, by doing just a quick search, that you could get a ballpark figure somewhere in the range of what would be acceptable for you to have enough information to go and do the job. Just know that there's going to be jobs that you completely underbid. There's still jobs from time to time that we don't price right correctly, and a job that we think will take maybe an hour or two ends up taking 4 hours for whatever reason, unforeseen circumstances, or things that we should have known that we maybe hadn't learned from a previous mistake that we didn't incorporate into the price for that project. So that still happens from time to time. It happens less now than it did at the beginning, but we couldn't have gotten to where we are currently if we just stayed in that whole safe zone of before you actually started your business, before you went and you did your first house wash. I remember before we did our very first house wash, I was scared. I was nervous. We had never done one before. I had watched hours and hours online of how it would work. We tried washing my house. It wasn't really that dirty. And the house that we were going to go wash for the first actually paying customer was. So I had seen how it all should go in theory online and everything, but hadn't actually experienced it in real life, and, was nervous. But we went and did it. We took the action. We went, we set everything up. At that time, we had everything loaded in the back of a truck. We unloaded our 4-gallon-a-minute pressure washer. We didn't have hose reels, so we pulled all the hoses out. We hooked up the garden hose to the house. We didn't have enough pressure hose to reach all the way around the house, so we had to move the pressure washer as we went around the house to reach. And we, quite frankly, massively underbid it. I mean, we still made money in our minds. I think we charged, it was a 2-story house. If I had to guess now, I would say it was probably, I don't know, roughly 2,000 square foot vinyl, nothing crazy. And I think at the time we charged, it was either $129 or $149 for the wash. And back then I think the whole thing probably took us a couple hours because we had to move everything around as we went. And we had the 5-gallon pail of bleach that we had to drop our drop stick in because we were downstreaming and move that. Uh, and now for a house similar to that, we get $400 or $500 for it, and we do it in probably 45 minutes or less. So we massively underpriced that to where we could have been, but we learned. We did that first one, we did a second one, we did a third one, and we kept learning. That's the biggest thing that you can do is you just need to get out. You need to experience what it's like to actually wash, what it's like to run your business. You need to make mistakes and not be afraid of making mistakes. And don't see a mistake or a failure as a negative thing, but look at it as a positive. You know, you can look at the fact that you underbid a job. Maybe you didn't make money, maybe you lost money on the job, and you could get all down about that. Or you could look at it from the perspective of, you didn't lose money, you paid money in a sense to learn a lesson. It's the same thing that you do if you're going to college, right? You pay money to learn a lesson. Well, in the business world, that's the same thing. If you underprice a job or things don't go right and you don't make the money you want to, or you lose money on a job, just look at that from the perspective of, you paid money to learn a lesson. No different than going to school for it. That's always kind of helped me stay positive, I guess, in those moments when things aren't going well, because there's plenty of times when it's middle of summer, 105 degrees, things aren't going like you think they should, it's taking longer. You're thinking to yourself, gosh, I just wish I could walk off this job, but you have enough integrity to finish the job, to do it at the price you quoted, and just to know, hey, I learned this lesson. I'm gonna go ahead and learn from this and charge accordingly for the next one. But again, without action, without going out there, taking the risk, and doing the work, you're never going to learn. You can sit around all day long, ask millions and millions of questions online. You can watch hundreds of thousands of hours of YouTube videos, but until you actually get out in the field and you start working and you get that real world experience, you're not going to go anywhere. You won't be successful. So that's my tip. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too long. Hopefully you guys like the haircut I got today. Got the razor fade, the beard trimmed up. We are just, let's see, today's the last day in January, and we've got 60 degrees today. We've got 50s for the rest of this week and middle 40s for next week, which is just crazy in our area for February. So we've been squeezing some washes in, getting stuff done. Just did an estimate today for a shop floor wash, so I gotta submit that bid. Hopefully we get that, and we may try to squeeze that one in this week as well. We're just trying to take advantage of all the nice weather that we got. If it's not snowing, we're not pushing snow, and we've got nice weather, we might as well wash and make some money. So hopefully the off season has been going well for you guys. Take the time, study, learn, get a baseline of understanding, but at some point you got to be able to take the leap. You got to go do the thing. You got to invest in yourself. You got to spend the money. You got to take the risk. Otherwise, what your dream is that's just what it's going to be. It's just going to be a dream. It will never become a reality. So hopefully that helped, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.